So with South Coast coming up in just 4 weeks from today, as this podcast goes out, how long have we got left for rosters, for the roster deadline, Milton?
That's an excellent question. I'm fully unprepared for that one.
It is 2 weeks. So
tomorrow, please. Everybody get it in now.
Yeah, we've sold, I think, about 100 tickets between the 2 days as it stands right now. So if you're planning on coming, it's Saturday 11s, Sunday 7s at the Aegeus Bowl in Southampton. Tickets are still available. I think we've only got maybe 15 slots left for Saturday 11s. Plenty of slots left on Sunday. I think we've got 40-something coaches for our 7s tournament, which is wicked. And yes, rosters. Because we've got so many players, we want our rosters in 2 weeks before the tournament event. So there's kind of two things on that. First of all, it gives us a chance to just make sure that everything is plain and open and fair. You know, we do make mistakes sometimes, but the more time we get with rosters, the more chance we're going to catch mistakes and just be able to communicate and say, actually, you've missed a skill, you've added too many skills, you're running 3 giants, but don't tell anybody, that kind of stuff. So if you have got your ticket, then drop us in your roster within as soon as you can would be lovely. But it kind of ties in with the Amazons bit, and this is why we're dropping this seg as a separate bit in the podcast feed and a separate video, is because if the roster is not out, if Amazons are not released by roster cutoff point, we can't have them at the tournament, because it won't have enough time for us to go through the rosters and check it out. Basically, we've got that 2 weeks so that we can sort out any last minute issues, or last minute like, hey, can I come? Or hey, I've been abroad, I've forgotten about the rosters. Basically, we're keeping that 2 weeks before the tournament to get all the player packs sorted, all the organization sorted, without us having to literally stop our regular lives. Like, Milton has done an outrageous amount of work already, and me and Trips will be there to support and get everything lined up. But we do this of our evenings and lunch breaks. So that 2 weeks to process 100 plus rosters, we want them as early as possible. Now, to make that a little bit more of a fun segment, what we're going to do is we're going to have a bit of a prediction. Now, Milton, I know you've seen some rosters, not a huge amount. How many rosters have we got in so far, including both
16 11s and 16 11s and 6 maybe now.
Fantastic.
7.
Okay, so we're about 20% of the way there when it comes to rosters. Now, I know what everyone's like. I'm the same. It's Blood Bowl tournament. We go, it's a month coming up, but I better actually buy my ticket and then get my roster in. So it's going to be a frantic 2 to 3 weeks now, which is like a super exciting bit. Now, what we're not going to do is reveal the rosters that have already been submitted. And with the bearing in mind that actually we've already got 20% in and Milton has seen them, I think 20% is still pretty fair. What we're going to do is we're going to have a bit of a prediction of basically the most popular roster on each of the days and the winning roster on each of the days. So we'll start with Saturday 11s, and I'm going to go first, I think, on this one. We saw a ton of greenskins, right, in the last event. Was that right, guys?
Yes. So there was, I think there was 7 or 8 goblin teams. There were 6 or 7 Black Orc teams, and then 5 Orc teams. There's a lot of greenskins.
I would have
quite a few Snotling teams as well.
Yeah, represent. I would have probably been propping Amazons, but unless they drop on the 25th, that ain't going to happen. So,
well, even if they do, are people going to have time to buy, build, paint, get it ready for the tournament?
I think the number would it definitely increased because of the shiny new toy syndrome. Maybe. But I think the most popular team we're going to see this time around is going to be Norse. That's my bet. I think you've got kind of a release hangover with them. People have kind of figured them out now, and as Trips has absolutely proven, you can sneak some nice builds in there, maybe even with Griff. So I reckon Norse are going to be the most, probably one of the most popular rosters for the 11s, and the winning roster on the day is going to be a flashback surprise roster of Underworld with Hackflem. That's my prediction. Trips, What do you reckon for the Saturday 11s?
So I'm going to base mine on the rule set. So I think the mascot in the rule set means that you'll find teams taking effectively a higher TV and squeezing more in. And I think having that extra reroll really helps teams that really need that reroll. So I think frenzy teams are going to be very popular. I'm not going to go Norse because we've already had that one. So I think we'll also see another reasonably new team. I think we will see lots of Khorne on the day. I think we will see a real smattering of Khorne with Big Guy or Khorne with Star. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what people have done with the teams. But I don't think a Khorne team will win it. I think on the day we will see a Renegades team win it, because I think a Renegades team skilled up with a few rerolls and played well could really smash. And we've seen Renegades teams do really well, but they are a bit reliant on not having bad dice rolls for the first 4 turns of the first half.
And you're right, having that extra reroll on the roster is going to help. We saw Wayne take Beachhead 1 with Renegades when we had the Fen Beast, which, who knows, may or may not come back to a tournament near you soon. Milton, 11's predictions, dude. What do you got?
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one, really. I think your Norse prediction's pretty good. And the Khorne idea is actually not too bad either. Do you know what, though? I actually think we're going to see, for the most, I think we're going to see Black Orcs again. Couple of reasons. I think A, they're a pretty solid T2 team. B, they're in the starter set box, so most people kind of have them or have access to them, have kind of like worked with the team a little bit. We've seen a lot of love for them in the painting channels and stuff, and so they're a very popular team. I know we had a lot come to South Coast Summer. I'm still expecting a lot of them to come to Autumn as well. As for the winning team, well, Wayne's still not messaged me back. So
he said he's brewing up something special. So I think he's doing something stupid this time around.
I'm going to do a little shout out here. I'm going to say that Mr. Boric G, he got his roster in before I think the tickets went even out, to be honest. I mean, I'm going to give that man props. So
that's Graham. That's our resident dwarf. He is a legend of a dude.
So I'm going to root for him.
Fair enough. Okie dokie. On to the 7s then. Trips, you saying Khorne. I think Khorne in 7's underrated. I don't think that's who will win. I think it's going to be Elf Nonsense. I think High Elves. I think someone's going to bring a High Elf roster to 7's and know how to use High Elves. And I think they're gonna win the format there. But the most popular one, it's 7's. You want a good mid-range team. Which Orcs maybe Skaven. Skaven will be the most popular in 7's because Skaven are just amazing. Trips, 7's predictions. What do you reckon?
It's 7's. So I think most popular team for 7's, similar to the Black Orc theory with Milton, will be Nobility, and I think Nobility are a real pain in 7's because they come pre-built in with a load of annoyance skills, and the thrower genuinely can throw in 7's.
So we've seen,
may not be the best thrower in the game, but may have the ability to throw. So I think we'll see a lot of Nobility teams, and I think you can get a nice skill package on the 7's. But I think as a winning team, and this is more just because I'd love to see it, I think we'll see a Norse 7's winning with a Star Valkyrie taking the day.
Oh, I love it. That would be very, very cool. We kind of started to sponsor these teams, haven't we? Milton, what's your call, man?
Oh, man. I think we're going to see a lot of Norse for 7's. I think for exactly the same reasons you said about the 11's. I think Norse in 7's, okay, so they've got a couple of things, right? So Norse in 7's, you've got reasonably decent movement. Now, there's one sort of downside, which is the drunkard rule. The drunkard rule. Now, you don't have re-rolls, or you have limited access to re-rolls in sevens. So I always feel that you're slightly less inclined to push for those rushes because you got nothing to fall back on. You know, you're playing to the odds.
I see. So you're thinking that rule's not actually going to come into effect that often because people aren't going to be pushing their luck anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And if you do have a re-roll, you're probably not saving it for that. You're probably saving it for the double skulls, or the triple skulls if you're snotlings. And so, yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of Norse. That the block is just brutal across the board. And
yeah, they got strength 4 pieces. They can take a Yeti. They can get those Valks with pass and catch in there. Actually, yeah, Norse are a pretty strong bet.
I think they are, but I feel like a Skaven's going to take it.
Come on, represent dodgy filth. That's the aim of the game. They'll die in droves, but they'll come out victorious. No, fantastic. All right, cool. Well, we've got our predictions in. This is just a reminder to say rosters within the next 2 weeks, please. Tournament within the next 4 weeks. In 4 weeks' time, as this podcast goes live, we will also be going live with live stream coverage. But more about that in a minute. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the channel even further, please like and subscribe. It really does help us out. Or come join us on YouTube Members or in Patreon, where you can get exclusive access to some content, some loot, early access to basically everything we do, as well as regular competitions. Or you can pick up some Bonehead Podcast loot either on our website at boneheadpodcast.com. We've got the Dungeon Bowl things, we've got tokens and stuff like that, or on our Spreadshirt site as well. Everything you do just helps us make more content and hopefully do it of better quality. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Happy blocking.